people, welcome back. Here I am again at the piano. I had an impulse today, and I had an image today come to me about the phrase that kept coming back to me is the kingdom of God is within. And I came across this in some writing that I had done a long time ago, and I don't know even at the time where that phrase came from, because it's not, it's kind of a biblical sounding phrase to me, and it's not really a phrase that I ever use or that I think about much. But it kept showing up for me today, and what kind of was coming through is this notion about our internal life. This is in conjunction with where I've been kind of going the last couple of days, and this notion of like what happens when we give something to the world. How is it received? How does the world receive what we give? What kind of relation do we stand in when we give it? This is stuff that comes up around actual kind of material things. It also comes up around creative work and what we offer unto the world. And I had a really powerful image that, again, was kind of like provoked by just touching base with some writing that I did a while back. And what it essentially amounted to is a feeling of everything that we create, everything that we do, every aspect of our internal life and ultimately our external life has an opportunity to be received by royalty. And that's quite a thing to realize. That's quite a thing to understand, that we actually, at all times, we have this access to a royal aspect of ourself that can take a look at something and give it the attention that a king or queen would give anything in their kingdom. And it's this idea, or this feeling like, we sometimes offer something out into the world and we hope that it's going to get a good response. We solicit other people's feedback and input and reflection, all of which may be fine and may be perfectly important and may be perfectly valid. But there's a side of ourselves that's this literally infinite, regal dimension of our soul that's capable of receiving everything we're giving, everything we're doing, everything we're saying, everything we're thinking, and then giving us a reflection upon it that's the most important reflection we can possibly receive. It's like asking, what does our soul in the universe feel about what we've done, feel about what we've given, feel about what we've said or created? And because ultimately I think all of us, at least I can speak for myself, but I think, we all kind of crave a feeling of being seen by something higher than ourselves, something bigger than ourselves. That's why we reach out to the world and we hope that the world receives what we're giving. Because if the world receives what we're giving, then maybe that means that it's good. Maybe the world will tell us, will affirm for us that we're good, that everything's okay, that what we've given is enough, that we are enough. And what was coming through so powerfully today is that reference point of our own inner royalty is actually the ultimate reference point. And it's the only reference point, really, that tells the ultimate story. That doesn't mean we're not going to ask other people, or we're not going to, either solicit or receive the opinions of other people who we respect and other trusted people in our life who might be able to give us a reflection that internally we can't give ourselves. There's that aspect of it too. But ultimately, even as we receive that reflection, our own soul's going to have to say, yes, that feels true. This feels right. I believe this. I want to go with this. I can receive this. Or that doesn't feel right to me. Here's where I actually am. And an inner king or an inner queen who's possessed by delusions of grandeur, or who's hypnotized by, some evil wizard. Reminds me of that king in Lord of the Rings where his eyes are all glassy and milky and he's completely in thrall of this like sorcerer that's got him totally hypnotized. That's what it's like when we allow other people, whether they're specific people or just society, to determine what's valuable in us, what our own value is, and where we really want to go. That's something that ultimately we can only determine for ourselves, and all we can ever do is give what we have and then bounce it off the world, and give what we have and bounce it off the world. And then as we receive that reflection, it's still happening to us. It's still got to be referenced off of where we're coming from. And I think what I am imagining, the image that came through for me that was so powerful was standing before ourselves, but standing before ourselves as royalty, standing before our own inner king and queen, and seeing what they say. What do we do today? How did our day go? What do we give today? What does our inner divinity, what does our inner royalty say about what we did today? That's a place within ourselves that we all have. All of us have the capacity to look at ourselves and give ourselves everything that we would ever ask for, look for, want, desire from the external world. And ultimately, that I can't think of any more profound or more reliable way to orient our life. And just that image of ourselves as a king, I would almost offer that as a meditation practice or as a visualization practice, to imagine ourselves as a royal being, not judging us so much as taking stock of what we've done today, what we've done this week, what we've done with our life so far. Again, it doesn't want to be a judgment. It just wants to be an opinion, an informed account. Because that reflection is something we can receive right from within ourselves. It happens right here in our own body and mind. We know what we're after. We know what's most deeply important to us. And just giving ourselves that opportunity to feel that and receive that is such a blessing. So that's where I am today, people. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for liking these videos, commenting. I love the engagement I'm getting. Much, much love to you all. I'll see you very soon.